Aloha everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to review the brand new Mate 20X. I've had it for about a week now and I think I have a good enough experience with it to be able to share with you guys what I like and what I don't like about the brand new Mate 20X. This is TK, let's check it out. This is the Mate 20X, the biggest phone that Huawei released in 2018. This is for the most part a bigger Mate 20 Pro with some compromises, but some additions that also make it very unique. Now, talking about the first difference, of course, we will see is the M Pen. This is a pen made by Huawei specifically for the Mate 20X, and I did a separate video showcasing all the functionalities of this guy, and hopefully you'll have that linked in the description below as well. We've done an unboxing with a video and audio sample on this, as well as a walkthrough in the EMUI 9.0 system, but the short answer is this. This is the biggest phone that you can get from Huawei to date. It's running the Kirin 980, the best CPU that they have to date, 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage, expandable with the new Huawei Nano memory. So this is a new technology of memory that is being sold by Huawei, so you can't put in an SD card. So when they say that it's not expandable, well, it's not expandable unless you have Huawei's memory cards. And I'll give you guys a link in the description below if you guys decide to pick up either this device or the Mate 20, the Mate 20 Pro, as all of these devices will support the Nano memory from Huawei. But as far as actually just overall what you're getting here, again, it's 6 gigs of internal RAM and 128 of internal storage, more than enough to be able to handle all of the stuff that we have here. Now we have a fingerprint sensor that's positioned in the back right below the triple camera sensors here. We have a 40, a 20, and an 8 megapixel sensor. The 8 megapixel sensor is a wide angle lens, a 20 megapixel standard focal length, and a 40 megapixel massive sensor to be able to give you those really good pictures and photography that you've seen out of the Mate 20 Pro or even the Mate 20X. The back does not support wireless charging, unfortunately, even though we could have had it, but that's something that's been kept over to the Mate 20 Pro. Aesthetically, we have a volume rocker and a power button on the right side with a slight red accent. You could kind of see it right there. On the top, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack that sounds just amazing with the Dolby Atmos configuration that we have inside, dual antenna bands, an IR blaster to be able to control your TV, and one of the dual speakers that's housed on this device. On the left, we have a SIM tray. Again, it's a dual SIM tray or a SIM tray and a memory card, again, supporting the Huawei Nano memory. And again, make sure you check the link in the description below if you'd like to check out the pricing on those things. Last but not least, on the bottom, we have a dual antenna bands again, 2 microphones, a USB-C port for data and charging, as well as the secondary firing, bottom firing, basically the second part of the stereo speakers. So when you're listening to content on this device, you're going to be listening to some music coming out from here, as well as from here. Now on the front, we have a 7.2-inch display with an 18.5 by 9 aspect ratio, which means this is a longer form factor. Easier to hold in the hand, and it's not going to be as wide as some of the other devices when we say 7 inches. So really, the 7.2 is going diagonal, and it really fits really nicely. I don't have big hands, but it does fit quite well, and the fingerprint sensor does actually have a good position for me. I could technically go even higher, but it actually does fit quite well. They do include a clear case in the box, so you don't have to worry about holding it the way I am, but I'm showing it to you guys here, obviously, without it. But I also wanted to show you guys that we do get notifications on the lock screen. I'm trying to answer all of the questions I got in the last few videos I pushed out about this phone. So first and foremost, M Pen, I've probably said this many times, this only works with the Mate 20X. It does not work with the Mate 20 Pro or any other devices, as well as that this will not work or be swappable with the M Pen that came with the MediaPad M5 Pro from Huawei. This is a dedicated pen for this phone. So the device name is the Mate 20X. The model number is the EVR-L29. Again, the unlocked international version. This is running, the latest version is 9.0.0.127. That's the latest build that was pushed in with GPU turbo support. That's great for gaming, specifically for any kind of gaming that's been optimized to work with it. It's been like, you know, PUBG and so on. We have EMUI 9.0 with Android 9.0 running on this device. Of course, again, as I mentioned to you guys, the Kirin 980 is powering it. So we have 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, a 1080p 7.2 OLED display, and of course the security patch update all the way up to October 1st. So one of the main aesthetical differences between this and the 20 Pro is the fact that the front-facing portion of the notch is different. We have a teardrop 24 megapixel sensor sitting there with an earpiece, so we don't have an LED notification there, unfortunately, but we also don't have the 3D sensor that comes with the Mate 20 Pro. So keep those things in mind. The fingerprint sensor, as I showed you guys at the beginning, it's in the back, not under the display. So that's some things that you want to keep in mind when you're looking at this device. What this device really shines in is media consumption. And it basically, for me in the US, obviously we use Netflix, we use Hulu, we use a lot of different things. And for me, this is just a massive, just overall powerhouse. So an example would be like in this situation, I'm going to go in here and I was watching House of Cards, and you'll notice right there, because this is the unlocked international version, I'm able to get HD showing on this. Normally, if you're running the Chinese version of this, you would not be able to get this because of certain limitations with the ROM and safety net considerations. So what you're looking for here essentially is a really good media consumption powerhouse that just basically gives you and fills up your screen entirely. You can scroll, it's fast. There's tons of RAM, a lot of resources to be able to make this device run very smoothly. Now I did the test again with this pencil, yes, with the other video that I showed you guys with this application. We have Twitter that runs super fast, very nice. Notification, we have the ability of turning on, of course, the dark UI mode and the battery setting. All notifications do show up. I had some questions in the comments saying, you know, why does my phone not show notifications after a few days? It's been over a week, I'm still getting my notifications. And the power that basically the battery that we have here is a 5,000 milliamp battery that's powered or recharged using the 20-watt charger that comes in the box. Now I've tested it out with the 40-watt charger that came with the Mate 20 Pro. It does not charge it faster. I mean, it is a noticeable maybe difference in charging speed, but it does not push it to be able to charge the 5,000 milliamp battery at the same rate as the 4,200 milliamp battery that we have on the Mate 20 Pro. So keep in mind, if you'd like to pick up the extra charger, get the 40 watt and get yourself obviously protected for if you upgrade to the other devices. But overall, the charger that came in the box with it is pretty much what should work with it. And I think overall, it's a great battery. It will last you forever. Like 5,000 is seriously way more than most people will need. Now, when it comes to audio, of course, I'm going to give you guys a quick sample. Here's volume at full 100%. I am running it here. And just as a reference, somebody asked me before, Dolby Atmos is on and it is configurable to basically tune even the speakers on the phone. It's not just the headphones. It's not even just BT headphones. It just works and it automatically goes in. I keep it on smart just so that it kind of works together automatically and it does it by itself. So here is Alan Walker Fade by NCS Release. As you can see, or hear as well, it does work very well. Gesture navigation is built into this using EMUI 9.0, as well as the ability of having the standard buttons at the bottom. Although, even though we have navigation or standard gestures, you notice there's still a gap at the bottom, and that's one of the aesthetical things that I noticed about this device. Now, when it comes to the camera, we have, for the most part, the same modes and everything that you expect out of what we have from the latest version of Huawei. Now, we have aperture mode, we have night mode for great nighttime photography, portrait mode, photo mode, and of course under video mode, which I wanted to show you guys in my vlog that I did, and I'll link that for you guys in the description below. I used the Mate 20 Pro for my trip to China, and again, it has the same sensors. Pro mode, of course, and we also have more for additional modes that you can AR, lens, slow-mo, all the different options. The only thing I want to keep in mind is that it's capped at 4K at 30 frames per second on the back sensors, and you're also able to still shoot in the wide angle lens, so that's one thing you want to keep in mind. I didn't get a chance to show that to you guys. So here is the pen. This is the standard focal length. I go one more, it punches in, so you can get definitely really close into it. I go one more, here's 5 times. This is hybrid zoom, which basically uses both not only the sensor, but you can actually zoom in kind of really good. And then 0.67, you'll notice right there, you can pretty much see all the way behind the table. That's the wide angle lens, and you can shoot video in this mode as well as when you're doing pictures as well. Now, when it comes to photography and videography on this phone is going to be a beast when it comes to photography. It has a 40 megapixel sensor in the back, and it's going to give you really good pictures. We have a wide angle lens to fit in more of your subject. That's always going to be a good thing, and I really like the fact they set it up to triple camera options here. One thing you want to keep in mind, we did lose the monochrome sensor, but we still have monochrome photography. Not as good, but still good enough. As far as videography, again, 4K 30 in the back, 1080p in the front. I wouldn't necessarily say this is the best photo or video shooter at night. During the day, this should do pretty well for you guys. And as well as I showed you guys with the modes, you have really good video options to be able to kind of make your videos more unique. So at the end, what do I think about the Mate 20X? I think the Mate 20X is a beast of a phone. I really like it. I like the aesthetics. I like the form factor. I like the fact that it does come with an M Pen, specifically if you get it from Funkyshop.club. I think most places that you buy from probably don't include the M Pen, but for me, when I got the M Pen with it, which was a surprise, I felt like this was something that was missing from it. Note-taking functionalities, and of course, just using the UI with the pen, I felt like was really nice. This is a two-handed phone to start with, but having a pen with it made it a little bit better. And as far as overall experience, I think it's great for watching movies, great for watching TV shows, of course, and all of that, listening to music, either with the headphones or with the speakers, or even over Bluetooth. I think they did a really good job from a sense of basically media consumption as far as just what they built into this. We have 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage with a 1080p panel that's OLED. So, of course, all of this is powered by a 5000 milliamp battery that's powered by the 20 watt charger that came in the box. Again, charges pretty quickly. It does have Huawei's quick charge. It's just not the 40 watt charger that we get with the Mate 20 Pro. So just keep that in mind. Although you can use that charger, but it doesn't really increase the charging power to be similar to the way we have it on the Mate 20 Pro. Would I recommend this to people? I think if you're not living in China, I would recommend you buying the international version, the one I'm showing you here. And if you do live in China, I think that one, of course, will have a version there. Make sure if you would like to pick up any accessories for that, to make sure to get the ones that work with your phone. Again, nano memory only for this device, not standard SD cards. But other than that, I think it's a great phone. You will not be disappointed with it. There's so much going on with it, so many more things you can do with it. And again, this video is a culmination of a lot of other pieces that I've done before, which I'll link for you guys in the description below. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about the Mate 20X? Is this truly the beast that Huawei released in 2018? This is TK. Thank you very much for the support. Like and subscribe as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next video.